29. And there it is, and what better way? A terrific fall. Triumph from Lamb and the England dressing room and the crowd. It really was a marvellous way to get to 100. His first against Australia.
Indeed it was, and a great reply by England, not just in the fact that they made 284 for 4 out of the 402 they need to avoid the follow-on, but because they did it in such attacking fashion. Lovely innings from Alan Lamb, splendid partnership between Lamb and Barnett, 114, and Lamb and Gower, 48, and then that unfinished one with Robin Smith, 16 not out. Bowling for Australia, well, they took severe punishment. Hughes did well, he went right through the session there, 21 over 6 maidens, only 1 for 74. Alderman has 2 wickets, Lawson 1, and Campbell had rather a disappointing introduction. That's the way it stood at the end of the third day. England 317 runs behind, but they're not so far away from saving that follow-on. The fourth ball, Merv Hughes is bowling to Robin Smith, and there's no addition to the score.
It has been amazing on this wicket. When the ball's banged in short, sometimes it's got up, sometimes it's kept low. Even bounce there. Robin Smith a little unlucky not making contact there with a cut shot. In fact, playing that one off the front foot.
Well, that's going to be just out of reach. Alan Border is the fielder.
Here we see Robin Smith trying to pull the ball well outside off stump, very similar to the ball, in fact, just before. But this time, instead of going for the cut, decides to go for the pull, catches the ball on the toe of the bat, and very fortunate that the ball goes safe over the top of the bowler.
That's 4. And it's also a good example of what I was talking about with the Australians just over-pitching a little, and Robin Smith and Lamb, their first movement always onto the front foot. It's Terry Alderman bowling to Alan Lamb. It's a nice start. Outfield is even quicker than was the case on Saturday. So already we've seen the drive off the front foot and the forcing shot off the pads from over-pitched deliveries. Greg Campbell has been brought on. Bowled 8 overs for 39 on Saturday. But he bowled them from the football ground end. Been given a go now from the Kirkstall Lane end. And he had no ball trouble on Saturday as well. Up comes the 300 for England. That's a good shot. He's fairly clubbed that away past point. Not actually with a cross bat, wasn't a square cut.
Beautiful control here, just like Geoffrey Boycott, weighed onto the back foot there.
That's short of Mark Taylor. And between Taylor and the other slip man, Terry Alderman. New ball has been taken. Precious commodity. You only get 1 every 85 overs.
The sun has gone in at the moment, a little bit more cloud cover, and here you can really see the ball swing. Great delivery, in fact, because there's a bit of bounce, and the ball hit him right up the top of the bat there, just on the splice.
Well, they'll appeal for that, and they've got it. And Alan Lamb, in his technique, he does have this method of pushing forward well in front of the bat. Good delivery from Alderman, the end of a fine innings from Lamb. Caught there for 125 off the bowling Terry Alderman. See Lamb coming half forward, and then the bat going way out in front, and that's the problem. And David Boone, fairly straightforward catch for short leg. Derek Pringle. Oh, might have got a nick. And that square point got Pringle on the back foot. That was the intention.
Well, I don't think he got an edge. He seemed to get through. It was probably just missing the leg stump. But Campbell certainly getting a little bit of movement as well. I think Border decided to stay with Campbell simply because he was swinging the ball a little bit.
And there we are. He's trying to make his way in Test cricket. Made his debut on this same ground last year with a splendid half-century. And if he gets runs now, then that'll give the selectors, well, a little bit of a batting queue starting to develop with Gatting and Botham. That's a nice shot because he didn't really hit it, but got all the way forward. And Merv just does it. So 3 good runs, and that was a sweetly timed shot. Well, that must be close, and it is. It's out. Pringle just refusing to get all the way forward. Just a little step, and there is the first wicket for young Campbell in Test cricket, and justifying Border's confidence.
Well, success for Campbell, and he'll be overjoyed with that. But again, really the movement is only just fractionally forward and across, and catches him more or less on off middle.
Next batsman, Phil Newport. Well, everybody getting very excited about that. Must have been close to Boone.
Yes, there must have been just a little inside edge there onto the pad. As you can see, not a long way away.
Smith takes his half-century. Nicely timed turn to leg, and what a valuable innings it has been.
You get 2 for that at least. Smith's going to look for the 3rd. That's good running. Fielded. 50 stand between Phil Newport and Robin Smith. That has been priceless for England.
Terry Alderman to resume. Robin Smith, the batter. Oh, that must be close, and it's out. And first ball strike for Alderman. After lunch, the end of Robin Smith. LBW for 66. England 392 for 7.
What a vital blow here for Australia. Terry Alderman there getting very close to the stumps. Very straight delivery there, just a fraction of movement back in, off the seam, the ball hitting just under the pad roll. And David Shepherd there, I would thought, thinking the ball's going to hit middle and leg.
Alderman now to Gloucestershire County colleague Jack Russell. Oh, that's a confident start. Oh, dropped him.
Lawson gets this ball to swing out to Jack Russell there. Yes, you can definitely see the ball go. Russell going after the push there, really pushing it towards cover. Alan Border diving away, trying to take the catch two-handed. Unfortunately for Australia, the ball doesn't stick.
4 wickets for Alderman out of the 7 so far. 3 slips to Newport. Another big shout, but this one doing too much, and umpire Shepherd won't have that. A very precious single for England, the leg by, and that brings up the 400 in the 113th over. So those people who criticised Alan Border for batting on, had he not done so, England would already be beyond the follow-on. That'll be it. Russell latching onto that long half volley, 4 runs, and England's first target achieved. Oh, dear me. Another one goes astray. Alan Border thinking first one side, then the other.
It's gone up in the air, it's going to be caught. David Boone is the catcher, and Phil Newport's excellent innings comes to a close. 36 runs he scored at a most vital time for England when they were trying to avoid the follow-on, but now they're past that first milestone of 402, they're 421 as the 8th wicket fell.
Phil Newport will be very disappointed with this. He's played so well for England today and looked to get forward on most occasions, but Lawson here going for the bouncer, hitting the top edge of the bat, he looked there, and just going straight up in the air for David Boone to take a very easy catch.
And that was Jeff Lawson's 150th Test wicket. Philip de Freitas. Quite a big shout, that, and Terry Alderman felt that he had a very good chance.
Well, it was very, very close there, and certainly I think Alderman could think, well, I've had worse than that given out. It didn't go on running down the leg side.
That's close, that's out. Well, so well bowled by Terry Alderman, he really is at you all the time. Fiddling about on off stump and cutting the ball back occasionally, wicket to wicket, and you really have to concentrate on playing straight.
Well, this was very similar to the delivery that he got away with. Again, the ball not going on down the leg side, just holding up from that leg stump, leg and middle, and certainly I think David Shepherd had no hesitation that time.
5th wicket for Terry Alderman. And the last man due in is Neil Foster. Well, another one putting his leg in line with the ball.
Well, again, it's a very good shout. Well, I just just a doubt of whether he'd just get outside or not, but certainly well worth the shout.
Quick call by Foster. Well, he hit that a little bit too firmly for comfort.
Yes, they didn't really set up with the shot, just a little bit of hesitation. Marsh quite quick and a good throw. And if that had hit the stumps, Foster would have gone. But just the delay in the bowler having to take it and knock the stumps down just allowed him to get that extra half yard to get home.
Well, that's a fine shot. No need to run. Speeding up the hill. Great catch. Marsh, the catcher at gully. Russell has gone for 15, and England are all out for 430.
Marvellous catch here, he went very quick. Russell going through, driving at the ball, a little bit away from his body, and that going quick and way to Marsh's right, and that's a very, very fine catch indeed.
And it shows also why Jeff Marsh is rated one of the very best gully fields Australia has ever had. 430 from England, a very good effort. 402 was the cut-off point for the follow-on. Robin Smith, his highest test score, 66, and an excellent effort from Philip Newport, 36 just at the right time. The bowling for Australia, Terry Alderman, 5 for 107, the 5th time against England he's taken 5 in an innings, and the 6th in all, 3 for Lawson, 1 for Campbell, and 1 for Hughes. And the situation in the match at that stage, Australia 171 runs ahead. They opened their second innings with Jeff Marsh and Mark Taylor, the left-hander who scored the century in the first innings. We pick it up now at 9 for no wicket. We're into the 5th over. Neil Foster is the bowler, and Jeff Marsh is taking strike.
Well, that looked to me as though it could be marked down as a chance. Very difficult one. Would have been one of the great catches had it been snapped up. Robin Smith was the fielder.
Jeff Marsh forced on the back foot there, going for the cut. My word, hitting it extremely hard. And he might just have got a touch there with his fingertips. It looks as though he did, because he's looking at his left hand. But my word, it really would have been a really great catch.
Jeff Marsh, the man out. Jack Russell, the keeper.
Jack Russell will be delighted again to get another victim behind the stumps. Had a marvellous match, really. In the first innings, didn't let a bye through in over 600 runs, and here getting his 4th victim. Australia obviously trying to get runs quickly. Jeff Marsh there going for an ambitious drive, the ball very, very wide. Unfortunate, really, just to get that faint edge. Jack Russell there getting another victim. Very, very wide. Unfortunate, really, just to get that faint edge. Jack Russell there getting another victim.
David Boone to take strike.
Well, the crowd got excited, but that was a nip back which got Boone on the pad. Don't think there was any bat there. If it was, it didn't carry.
Here, Neil Foster getting quite a bit of bounce, and the ball definitely going off the glove there and carrying to Graham Gooch to his left, I think. So I think it went very, very quickly there.
That's a good stroke for 4. It's going to be Derek Pringle to bowl from the Kirkstall Lane end. Well, that's a clinker of a shot.
Well, a beautiful stroke here from Taylor. He's played a lot of cover drives, but most of them have been off the front foot. But there he rocks onto his back foot, and that's beautifully timed away, just in front of square on the offside.
Good shot.
Well, David Boone, a very powerful player off either front or back foot. The classical shot through the off the back foot.
Phil Newport.
Well, that was well bowled. He got away with it, David Boone. Chris Broad, the fielder with the ball racing away from him. But that was a good delivery from Newport. It didn't actually deserve to go for 4.
The ball swung out. He had to reach for it. And the ball eventually went really to the leg side, but I think initially he was starting off to get that through the offside.
Oh, good stuff.
A good stroke again by Taylor here. Beautifully hit, wide of mid-off. And an equally fine piece of fielding by Foster there. Full length dive, absolutely. That was certainly 4 runs. You have to be as tall as Neil Foster there to reach that.
Well, 50, 6 fours, 93 balls, 101 minutes. Terrific running. Nice bit of footwork, not too dainty, but effective in the end, but a bit late.
Australia still looking for these short runs, and a good understanding. Slight hesitation by Boone, but Pringle there, my word, that was close.
Philip de Freitas. Oh, it's got away. It just slipped through low between Russell and Pringle.
A drive here off the back foot by Taylor gives the keeper that little less chance of seeing a deflection, and my word, you're talking about an inch there, I should think, with the ball missing Jack Russell's gloves. Little bit of a movement of the inside leg going towards leg side there, but a great effort to try and get there. Unfortunately, the ball just escaping.
Just leans into it and wafts the bat like a magic wand.
If a coach or a youngster can get videotape of this action, it'll only be a good thing for when they're teaching in the game of cricket. He really has been a wonderful example of how a batsman should cover drive.
It's in the air. He's caught him. Nicely judged catch by Chris Broad. And very well bowled indeed by Derek Pringle. Bit quicker, dug it in, went for the shot. And skewered up in the air at fine leg, and they're not easy. Just watch the head of the batsman now. Derek Pringle, a good line, you see, round the wicket, follows him. The eye off the ball, and it really could go anywhere. And Alan Border is the new batsman. Oh, yes. Off the mark, and a beautiful way in which to do it. Oh, well, not so amusing, I must say, for the bowler Neil Foster. But that is a beautiful example of classical stroke and ferocity, I suppose the word is.
That's a lovely shot. Marvellous stroke from David Boone.
Well, there's no need to run for that. Third man probably had to go about 20, 25 yards, but never got within 10 yards of it. Really cracked away there by David Boone.
Good shot, that's beaten Broad, and it'll race down that hill. The lead now is 300. LBW to De Freitas. The third wicket goes down. Umpire Holder standing at De Freitas' end. It's 129 for 3.
Certainly didn't do a great deal, this delivery. It's ball from a little bit out wide of the crease, just running on. And David Boone been a little late on coming down on that, playing a little bit round the front leg.
Dean Jones is the new batsman. Chase there for mid-on, Alan Lamb. That was very well timed by Dean Jones. There's a nice shot by the number 4, Alan Border. Borders declined to go off because of the bad light.
Well, a tremendous blow here by Alan Border. He's making room for himself and flat batting it straight over mid-off, and that's about a yard short of 6. And it looks much brighter on the television screens than it is out there at the moment, because it is pretty dark out there, and I would think in normal circumstances they would probably have maybe accepted the light. And that's caused quite a spread out of the field. Slip's been taken out. Chris Broad's gone back to long off, and Derek Prindle's coming to mid-wicket from slip.
That's a good shot. Not particularly well bowled, but Border was waiting for us, almost as though he said to himself, this has got to be short.
Well, he plays this shot particularly well, Border. He's got out once or twice with it on this tour. He's also got a lot of runs from it. But when you've got a long off on, it's not really sensible to bowl it halfway down the wicket with nobody at mid-wicket.
Now, the umpire's conferring again. Is the rain belting down out there? Why do the umpires want to go off? It doesn't seem to me to be to do with the umpires if it's not raining. Why on earth are they going off if it's not raining? And if it is it raining so hard that they should go off? Well, I'm not surprised Alan Border is standing there shaking his head. I simply can't understand that. First time I've ever seen umpires try and second-guess the weather.
And the official verdict was rain stop play. 158 for 3, Border 31 not out, and Jones 12 not out. And the bowling figures, the Australians had just taken 15 off De Freitas, 15 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 54. The match situation at the close of play on the 4th day, Australia 329 ahead. Alan, well, the 5th day old pitch.